Hi all, I am Jeffin Johnson, Assistant Professor of Department of Mechanical Engineering, Rajagiri School of Engineering and Technology. I am here to present a topic review on global and Indian energy scenario from the subject Advanced Energy Engineering. We can see in every nation nowadays energy consumption being one of the primary index of its development. Most of the developed countries are utilizing so much of resources nowadays, even if their population is very less compared to the population of the developing or the underdeveloped countries. We have the resources, especially renewable resources, but actually what is happening, it is non-renewable resources are being explored in a large way. So there should be some techniques to explore renewable sources like solar, wind, biomass. So through this subject, we will be studying the components required for the power plants of such renewable power plants. And also we will be discussing in brief about the conventional power plants that are already implemented in several regions of our country. So from the fundamental law, we can say energy can't be created, not be destroyed. But if the energy resources are unutilized, then also there is no use. We have to explore to produce energy, but it should not harm the environment as well. So for power production, power is very much required in every source and in every sectors of human life as well as nature. Energy is required, but we should explore the energy, especially the renewable sources of energy, in a systematic way so that we can have a fruitful and also a proper way of power production in the future. Energy consumption of a nation nowadays is usually considered as an index of its development. As we mentioned, we can see the Indian population is almost 16% of the global population, even if only we are using less than 5% of the global energy resources, because the developed countries have their techniques to explore such resources in a better way. So being a developing country, further we need to look after some techniques which can be used for exploring renewable type of sources so that we can meet the energy needs in the future. That is very much important. That is the importance of this particular topic. So what is needed for the society? So being engineering students, you will be able to know such kind of ideas from this subject. About 24% of energy consumed globally is used for transportation, 40% of industries, 30% for the domestic commercial purposes, and only 6% used for agriculture. Hence, industries are making use of this power in a large way, because more kind of automated mechanisms, machineries, etc. will be working with the help of this power that is generated through the several power plants. Industrialized nations with only 25% of global population account for 70% of the commercial energy consumption. So within that statement, we can have only 75% of global population is lacking enough resources, or simply lacking enough technologies to extract the resource available in their region. India, with the 16% of world's population, accounts for just 3% of the total energy consumption. For better understanding, you can have a simple example. For 100 units consumed by an American citizen for transportation, Japanese only consumes 30 units, and Indian only use 2 units. So the case is more or less similar with other developmental activities as well. So for a better development, we need some kind of technologies which could be used, and new generation ideas should be there to explore this kind of renewable sources. We can go for hybrid type of technologies, So thereby we can have a proper way of extracting the energy resource for our production. So which are conventional sources of energy? Sources of energy which have been in use for a long time. That is coal, petroleum, natural gas, and water power. That is also available in surplus in our planet. So we can make use of this water power as well. It is exhaustible type except water. Cause pollution when used as they emit smoke as well as ash. And that is the reason why it is environmental and non-environmental friendly type source. Very expensive to maintain, store and transmit. That they are carried over long distance through transmission grid and lines. But some non-conventional sources of energy which are available in plenty, resources which are yet in the process of development over the past few years. It includes solar, wind, tidal, biogas, biomass, geothermal. So the fundamental law is applicable here. Energy cannot be created, not destroyed. We can convert it into another form. So we are not harming the environment as well. So we are making use of this kind of renewable type of sources. Inexhaustible, generally pollution free, less expensive due to local use and easy to maintain. Initially, in some cases, we can see solar power plants because it is being in a developmental stage. The maintenance cost is little bit more than we anticipate because those components need to be properly maintained, properly looked after during the. But in a long term, we can certainly say that the non-conventional sources, simply termed as renewable sources, are very good sources of energy. So we can see some examples: conventional sources, coal, oil, natural gas, thermal power, firewood, hydropower, nuclear. Non-conventional sources are solar energy, wind energy, ocean, tidal energy, wave energy, geothermal energy, bioenergy, that is biomass. Things our country is full of. We can see some amount of waste being thrown away to the places, the public places. We can avoid such kind of things if we can explore this kind of waste in a much proper way, because these things are energy, full of energy. How we can extract the energy from those waste? So those kind of technologies, those kind of ideas should be coming out from your brain. So after studying, and you should be thinking in such a way that those things, those are harmful or those are already easily available, that should be making use of. You can see hydropower is coming in the conventional source, and water itself is coming also in non-conventional source, because the way it is being extracted, the energy of water has been extracted is different. So we can say the water is classified, water source is classified in both the cases. So in this graph, you can see this global primary energy consumption provided in terawatt hour. You can see initially, we can see in the earlier 1800s, normally traditional biofuels sections, we can see that the coal was mainly used in the decades before. Then later we can see the solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy, some bit of it has been produced in some regions of the country. But we can say that some renewable sources of energy are upcoming sources of energy from this graph. So more amount of energy being extracted and power is produced from such renewable sources nowadays. If you look into in detail from this graph, from this chart, this energy resources in India, installed capacity, renewable sources almost 30%, hydropower is making use of 40%, nuclear is little bit, nuclear is not, it's a conventional type, and so it's an environmental harmful type source. But mainly in our country we are using coal, most of the cases. But you can see the renewable source of energy, the 30%, people are getting to know what are the exploring features of those renewable sources. Although our country is also they are looking it in a way that we can also make use of this renewable. So our country is in the right path. That speed of progression that has to be a little bit more. It can be done only through the next generation. The global energy scenario. So world population we can see after 2020 this year. So it will be more than 8 billion. So we require more amount of resources, such as 90 billion barrels per day of oil is required, 7 billion tons coal per year, 40 trillion cubic meters per year of natural gas. So it's a large amount. So 50% of this energy will be required in the developing world. So only large percentage of the global population, so within this is the remaining 50%, and how the energy need can be met. So that is a very important question to be solved. Coming to the India's energy scenario, 16% of world population is within India, and we are using only 0.6% of oil, 6% of coal resources. 2001 energy shortage of 7.8%. Peak load reached up to almost 13%. Per capita energy consumption is far less compared to global standards. You can see China 922. World is, if we are considering the world's number is 1562, but our number is only 482 kilowatt hour. So that is less. We have to make use of the resources so that the per capita energy consumption should be improved. So by 2025, you can see maybe so just a assumption, India will be the most populous country. That means more energy resources, more explorations, more environmentally friendly sources for power production. So available sources of energy, fossil fuel has been used since we actually started the process. Coal, oil, natural gas, renewables, solar energy. The solar energy itself has a photovoltaic cells and thermally we can also make use of the solar energy and hydropowers, wind, biomass. The other type is nuclear, using the nuclear fuel. So we can see in this bar chart years of fossil fuel extraction, then and also it's remaining for future how much fuel. So you can see coal is being one of the major fossil fuel which is used for decades, years, almost 10 years. We are exploring this coal. We are making use of this coal, natural gas, crude oil, the conventional type of. So individual shares oil reserve with OPEC. You can see that several nations are member in OPEC nations group. And then Saudi Arabia, which are having 22% of its oil reserve. Venezuela, which are highest 25%. Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, UAE, Angola, Qatar, Nigeria, Libya. So this is a share of oil reserve that is naturally provided for their land. So estimate of world natural gas reserves by region. Hence North America, so in trillion cubic meters, it's almost 6.5%. In Middle East, you can see a much larger amount, 79.81, that is 43%. Europe and Eurasia, it's a 58.03, but 31%. In Africa, Asia Pacific, you can see the numbers. And most of the case, Middle East will be having more energy, natural gas reserves. Then estimate of world coal reserves by region. Here we can see Europe and Eurasia having a large amount of coal reserves. That is 35% almost. Then North America and also Asia, the Pacific, so 289.19. That's almost 34%. Then we can see the top 5 countries which have coal reserves. The United States, 27%. The Developed nation, Russia, then China, then Australia, India. It's also there. It's a type of conventional source. Then other countries, it's all of almost only 28%. Then hydroelectricity production by region, you can see mainly Asia Pacific region is making use of this hydropower for their power production, 39%. Then North America, 17.5% in terawatt hour, we can say. Then South and Central America is 17.6%, Europe and Eurasia 22%, Middle East a little amount, Africa. So the Asia Pacific region, they are making use of this hydropower. Then hydroelectricity productions by the top countries. You can see India stands 7 and one of the nations making use of this very effectively as well. China stands first. Supposedly the total production is almost 27%, and then they have the technologies, supreme technologies which can be made use of the water power for this. It's almost 2,806. The terawatt hour is the hydroelectricity production as a total for the top 10 countries. So estimate of reserves of coal in India in 2014, maybe different this particular year, to indicate 47%, inferred 11%, approved 42%. So total reserves that is remaining 301 billion tons. So we are using this coal in a large extent, and the reserves are getting lesser and lesser because we are exploring, since it is a non-renewable source. Once it is that extraction finishes, mining finishes, then we have to look for some other sources. So it is better to have a better balance between those renewable and non-renewable initially, and later we can use only this renewable. It's a long way to reach up to that. The estimated reserves of crude oil, total reserves is 762 million tons. And among that, Western offshore is having a large amount of proportion, 43%. In Assam, Gujarat, Rajasthan, the eastern offshore, Andhra Pradesh, as well as Tamil Nadu. The natural gas reserves in India, it's estimated up to 1,427 billion cubic meters. And in that case, eastern offshore, almost 37% of its reserves is available in eastern offshore. Then western offshore 30%. Then Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Tripura, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Gujarat. So these regions having natural gas. Then you can see from this simple table the progress of power production in India by source. So as we already mentioned, coal is the major fossil fuel to be used for the power production in our country. We can see the thermal energy source being used, and up to 2014, 67% of total power production is done through that power plant. Then hydropower plants almost 19%. Renewable type, it is coming and reaching up to that point where the hydro power production is there, and say 12%. So we can say that it is certainly in a developmental stage. How that reach up to that level could be accelerated, that is very much important. The nuclear is 2%, and it's not such a good way of extracting the energy, but still because of the energy shortage available in our nation, sometimes we needed such kind of power plant. But if the renewable energy sources can contribute a major share of the power production, and certainly we are in a way of developed condition. Then source-wise estimated potential of renewable power in India 5 years ago, the wind power is being used 70%. The natural beauty available in our country, the way the wind can blow in several parts of the region, can be made use of 70% of the reserves. And the total reserves is estimated up to 7,615 megawatt. And we are having small hydropower locations. Biomass power is up to 12%. Then cogeneration bagasse, 3%. Waste to energy is only up to 2%. So we need to improve that percentage. That is, we should make use of the waste available. It can be converted into energy. Then state-wise estimated potential of renewable power in India 5 years ago. Gujarat 25%. The other countries we can see Andhra Pradesh 11%, Jammu Kashmir, Karnataka is also up there, Maharashtra, Punjab, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu is also doing good, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh. So we need every states to look after such kind of renewable power. That is, every state, for their people, for their energy requirements, they should look after some technologies to extract the available resources, renewable resources in their part of the region. So this is a table which provides source-wise and state-wise estimated potential of renewable power in top 5 states: Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Maharashtra. You can see wind power is being extracted in large way, and among that Gujarat stands first, 35,071, given in kilowatts. So similar like small hydropower, the biomass power is also extracted mainly by Maharashtra compared with the top other states. Then waste to energy, that is also done well by the Maharashtra government. And as a total, we can say total estimated potential is provided in numbers. The distribution, Gujarat provides 25%, Karnataka 13, 11 for Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra is 7%. So keeping those models, keeping those technologies in hand, the other states also, I think they should also look after such useful things. So this is a simple chart, provides you the consumption of global energy available. So 2030, that consumption is increasing 8 to 12. The units of energy we consume is global energy consumption. So that means more people, more requirements, industrial requirements, agricultural requirements, more energy requirements. So more methods, more ways of extracting energy for power production important. So that could be done only with the renewable sources. So this is a growth of global energy consumption by fuel sources, that is provided year-wise, primary energy world consumption. You can see the natural gas, renewables, there up to almost 6,000. Then coal is being used in large way. Hydroelectricity, nuclear energy is also there in the text. Oil is being extracted from 1990. You can say large amount of primary energy world consumption is through the oil, using the oil. Then global energy consumption, the simple chart for you. China is making use of 21%, other nations 25%, and US 18%. We can see China economically how they became top countries. So simply because the consumption of energy it's mostly happen in China nowadays, surpassing US. So those countries, similar to our country, needs to explore more resources for meeting the requirement of energy needs in their own nation. And table shows the current status and revised targets of renewable energy capacity in India. We can see target is still up to March 2022. Solar power, you can see the large difference estimated. It's installed as on 941, and our estimate is up to 1 lakh. Similar to, you can see wind power, biomass 10,000, small hydro can we make use of 5. So in total, that's installed as on March 2012 is only up to 24,914. But in 2022, we need to reach even at least 1,75,000. So that's the target. So thank you for listening. The next part we will be discussing about some conventional power plants. I think it was a very useful presentation to have a brief overview about the global and Indian energy resources. Thank you.